Hi, welcome to Eddie's Research. Now for this bit of research I'm going to look at specific animal deaths in the world. So this image, as you've probably seen from one of the videos, is the last article that I released, which is about light bulbs. Quite interesting anyway. I'm going to be looking at specific animal deaths in the world. I'll be creating videos eventually of a wild selection of deaths worldwide of fish, birds, pigs, etc. But I want to try and pick a few, see if I can understand what might be the reasons for the deaths. So for this one I'm looking at this link here. It's the Hindu.com website. That's Hindu as in India. Thousands of migratory birds die mysteriously in, sorry if I'm saying this wrong, Rajasthan's Sambhar Lake. So there's an image of a bird. I'll read it slowly to you if you want. Officials say that they suspect water contamination as one of the reasons for the deaths, but will wait in Visceria test reports. Thousands of migratory birds of about 10 species were found dead around Sambhar Lake, the country's largest inland saltwater lake near Jaipur, sending shockwaves among locals and authorities. Officials say they suspect water contamination is one of the reasons for the deaths, but are waiting Visceria test reports. Though the official toll was 1,500, locals claim the number of dead birds could be as high as 5,000. We've never seen anything like that. Over 5,000 birds died mysteriously all over the place. 25-year-old Abhinav Vaishnav, a local bird watcher, told PTI. So when Vaishnav went for a stroll along the edge of the lake on Sunday, he took the hundreds of dark lumps strewn across the marshy land for cow dung. But they weren't, they were the lifeless birds. So you can kind of read this art's content. I've put the link in my video, in my document as usual. I'm kind of skimming over this. Here's the birds. 1,500 birds of 10 species. Lack of explanation. And whatnot. So it was from, like I say, it was 15th of November 2019 that was done, and it regarded over 5,000 migratory birds that died in Sambhar Salt Lake in India. I'll be doing some of my normal research, the types where I check to see if the locations are correct and so on, and maybe delve a little bit deeper. Animal deaths are a lot harder to look at than humans, as it seems they hardly make the news, which is a shame. Now I'm not talking about a few dead, but thousands daily, and this is massive. You just don't realise it. The majority of people on this planet, you might see an article that appears on the BBC News once every blue moon of, 20 cows that died mysteriously, and that's it. And you think, oh, that's it, whatever, you just go back to your normal lives. But there's thousands dying every day. And I'm not talking about extinct animals as such, I'm talking about birds, cows, pigs, whatever. And you thought the bird flu was gone? Not a chance. Been culling birds for years, and there's thousands upon thousands dying every single year. Might be at one point there might be 10,000 they just kill. So that don't make the news. I mean, it's in the news obviously, but it doesn't make the news. Anyway, back to this one. So the article stated that they were found around this Sambhar Lake, the country's largest inland saltwater lake near Jaipur. So is that true? Well, here we are in my lovely Wikipedia website that I don't trust that much, because anybody, as I've said before, anyone can edit this, and who actually creates these in the first place. Anyway, let's press to the point. So here it is, Sambhar Salt Lake. It says here, the Sambhar Salt Lake, India's largest inland salt lake, is located 80 kilometers, 50 miles southwest of the city of Jaipur, and 64 kilometers, that's 40 miles northeast of Ajmer, Rajasthan. It surrounds the historical Sambhar Lake town. Now, from that wording, it appears that it's near Amjar more than Jaipur. So remember in the article it says, in fact, let me get the article back. I'll pop it here on this thing, so it's easier for us to see it. Oh, is my link on? Alright. So here it said, there, Sambhar Lake near Jaipur, and here it's saying it's nearer Ajmer by a distance. If you look, 50 miles, 40 miles. So you know, look at that. So here it is. Here's the Sambhar Lake in India. This is from the RSIS website, Ramsar Sites Information Site Services. Oops, sorry, zoomed in a bit there. And there's some information about it. So I went to Google Earth, and as the crow flies, I managed to get some measurements. So here it is. Here's the same image that we just saw a few seconds ago, and I've done the famous little you can put a pin in places, and you can draw along, and then it tells you how far. It doesn't show you on this image, obviously, but you can do it on your own to drag across. And Ajmer is roughly 69.9 kilometers, and Jaipur is 80.6 kilometers. There, as the crow flies, which basically means straight from point to point, flying above. So they're roughly correct, as in Wikipedia. But maybe Jaipur is the largest city of the two, or the most known. The types of birds that they found were plovers, common coot, black winged stilt, northern shovelers, ruddy sheldrake, shelduck, sheldrake's a scientist, and pierred avocet were scattered on the edge of 12 to 13 kilometers of the catchment area of the lake, leading to a possible number of over 5,000. A forest ranger thought that it might be due to hailstorms in the area a few days earlier. Let me just find that for you. So here we are back at the image here, and it's right down here. It says a possible reason could be the hailstorm that hit the area a few days back. And look, there's a case of the bird flu, the famous bird flu that people think has disappeared in thin air. Now, this was originally reported on the 12th of November. And this website was actually updated on the 16th of November. And to actually look up a location and the weather that was occurring at that time takes a bit of piecing together. So first, the majority of places out there don't have a weather station on every roof. So you have to find the nearest one. So that's why, for example, you'll see the weather forecast and it'll be saying, I don't know, like I'm in England, so you might say, the weather forecast in Birmingham is so and so, and you're like, well, I don't live anywhere near Birmingham, I live 10 miles away. Well, that's because they don't have a weather station there, so they pick the nearest one, so you just look at it, or wherever it is that you live. You could live in London or somewhere. So in the case of the location that we're looking at, the Sambhar Lake, the nearest is actually Jaipur Sangar Airport. So here we are on weatherforecast.com. It's the Sambhar weather forecast, providing 3-hourly weather forecast. I'll just drink some tea. And you can see down here the weather stations near Sambhar. So there's Ajmer and the airport. So you can see the differences between the two. I mean, it's not far away. It's both. But that's what I kind of looked for in my thing. This may be why it says it's originally near Jaipur, because here's Jaipur as opposed to Ajmer, because that's where the weather stations are. Now bear in mind that the distance has to be taken into account for weather, but it shouldn't be drastically different. So let's have a look at a site and see if we can figure out what was the weather back then. So here we are, weather online, and this is the India temperature. There's a calendar here which you can navigate to the dates, and so I've got those. So here's the first one, which is the 12th of November, 19. There's the Jaipur Sangha Airport at 29 sultry degrees centigrade. I don't know what that is. In fact, well, I could click on Fahrenheit, but I don't follow Fahrenheit. I'm British, so we don't really follow it. So 29 degrees C is pretty darn toasty. Then we have, so that's the 12th. That's when it actually appeared. Then we have the day before. That was 28. And then we have the day before that, which is the 10th. And you can see again it's 28 degrees C there. So what about before? You know, well, there it is, like well before, a few days. So there's the 25 degrees C. Now they all seem rather warm for hail. Remember that's degrees C, not Fahrenheit. So 25 degrees C is warm. And hail normally drops when the temperature is around 0 degrees C. So how can a place like India, has a temperature of 25 to 29 degrees C for the past 15 days, have hail? It doesn't make sense. Let's assume that hail can't be the cause, unless it was a freak shower. You know, they do happen. So has this actually happened in the other areas around the lake in the same year or before, and what, if any, were their conclusions? Well, in India, I could only, I say only, find a few. It was a large amount, and you can see them all. So I've posted them all up, and I've also looked at the article and compared the distance from Sambhar Lake to the place where it suggests. So the first one here is in Ganga Canal. Yeah, once again, thousands of dead fish. I'm not going to research all this stuff because you could be here for decades looking at all this stuff. It's just amazing when you see it all. So this was in Ganga Canal, which is, I'm doing it in kilometers because I know a lot of people follow kilometers better than miles. That's 365 kilometers away from Sambhar. Okay, this one is in Rajasthan's Kinchan. I can't say that properly, I'm sorry. So 37 cranes that were dead. This is 267 kilometers distance away. So we have some mass fish deaths in Dhanushkodi backwaters. So the dates here. So there's all the fish just washed up on shore. And how many were there? I think sometimes they just say mass. They can't actually name them all. But that's 2,017 kilometers distance away. This is September 2019. Dead fish in Whitefield Lake. In this place here. So there they all are. Hundreds of them floating around. And that is 1,579 kilometers away from the lake. Like I say, that there are loads of things, and these are just in the news places you probably even heard, especially India. I mean, not many people really look at the news for that. August, we have lightning. Apparently kills 200 sheep. I don't know how 200 sheep can instantly die, but there we go. 200 sheep just dead by a lightning storm. Anyway, that is 527 kilometers away. Sorry about if this is a bit depressing for everybody, but you know it is out there. This is a dead fish washed ashore at Marudhandapalli Lake in August, and there's a lot. There's some other creatures there, but there's a lot of fish. Doesn't say how many died there. But that's 1,612 kilometers distance away. Okay, this is in with thousands of cattle dead in August in Maharashtra. There. That's 1,120 kilometers distance away. Oh no, this is depressing. So turtle, snakes and fish found dead at Timby Lake. 6 turtles, 4 snakes, and a fish. And people will say, oh yeah, well, it's just 4 turtles. It's like, yeah, but you ever wonder why they died? You know, what's in that water? Because people might swim in it. It's a lake. You might go, I don't know, windsurfing or something on that area and jump in the water and take a gulp of water, for example. Anyway, that's 550 kilometers distance away. So we have tons of fish in Cheney Lake. And here's this dude with them all. There's tons of dead fish rotting in the almost dried up lakes. That's obviously, you know, there's sewage there. That's 1,639 kilometers distance away. This is a dead fish float in Sweeney River. Hundreds of fish. I don't know what district collector is, but there we are. And that's 1,613 kilometers distance away. So thousands of dead fish wash ashore near Sathno Reservoir. May. This is 1,800 kilometers distance away. Like I say, all these links are all in my article. If you want to click on the video, go to my website and have a look at the article, because sometimes you just, you know, you want to click on something and have a video of it yourself. There's just the second one, I think, goes. You have to copy and paste it in because it's a weird one. It's the one way back because it's a massive link. So here we have 200 migratory birds found dead in Mar. Bird flu ruled out. And this is 772 kilometers distance away. So here we have bird flu detected in Cuttack. Bird flu, the one that everyone thought had disappeared. It was just something that happened in China about like 10 years ago. It's never happened since, that thing, bird flu. So there's 600 ducks and 66 chickens were culled of H5N1. There it is, the famous flu that doesn't exist anymore because it's not in the news anymore. Well, unfortunately it is. You just don't look. And that is 1,299 kilometers distance away. So we have 12 turtle carcasses in 3 days. And this is in Goa, in Panaji. Well, these places here. Yeah. And that's 1,272 kilometers distance away. So we have hundreds of dead fish floating in Munekololala Lake. I don't know how big these are. I'm assuming they're quite small. This is just footprints there and stuff. Hundreds of fish found out floating. And that is 1,572 kilometers. So we have turtle carcasses on Rushikulia coast. The olive ridley turtle, I'll just sidetrack a minute. I did some, when I was starting to get into like animal research. I say animal research, animal death research. That's one thing I looked at yonks ago, and I can't remember what it was for. I know that I was looking at a beach area and stuff like this, and olive riddle turtles were the ones that were dying there. And interestingly enough, the image they showed wasn't an olive ridley. That looks like one because you can tell the colour here. I know it's really bad that I can actually spot this kind of stuff, but you can tell due to the colour, and that's what they are. Anyway, this one is 1,269 kilometers away. Well, this one's hail kills over 1,000 birds near Pench Tiger Reserve in Madhya Pradesh. This obviously isn't a dead bird. Representational. I mean, you would expect them to show you a picture of a dead bird, not one that's looking quite healthy. Not that you want to see a dead bird, but you know what I mean. This is 571 kilometers distance away. Dead fish found floating in Sono River in Balasore. See the same dates again here. Hundreds of fish, and this is 1,318 kilometers distance away. So this is 204 lions dead in 2 years. They died due to natural causes. So 200 lion and lion cubs died in 2 years due to natural causes apparently. Which is a bit, dunno, 200 lions just dropped dead all of a sudden at one go. And that's 660 kilometers distance away. So olive woodleys near Pulicat Estuary, and again you can see the olive colour, hence the name of them, olive. And this is 1,592 kilometers away. So we have some dead fish in Pavana, thousands of them. This is just a picture used for representational purposes only. Well, that's ice for a start. Okay, fine, whatever. So that there, that's 970 kilometers away. Again, 600 olive ridleys wash ashore in Odisha. That's a loving picture there. That's 600. Um, 1.7 Larka. I don't know what Larka is. I don't know. I'm sure it's 1,000 or something. And that's 1,215 kilometers away. So we have 110 goats that die mysteriously. They just died. 110 goats. You'd kind of wonder why they all just keeled over and died. That's 670 kilometers away. And we have bird flu. Over 2,000 birds culled in Munga. They are bird flu. 400 birds, 2,000 birds, chicken and ducks have been culled due to this confirmed H5N1 tests. So, like I said, that was only a year and a half ago. That's 1,217 kilometers away. So I've gone back to this original article here. You'll see why in a minute. So obviously you can see that there's actually loads. I mean, this was just India for that period of time that I could find, and that was all like mass deaths. So I didn't look for anything like I don't know, the local cat dies or anything. I don't think anything like that was there. But these are big deaths. I mean, you look at it and it's pretty miserable when you see it. You really do. So there wasn't anything else within the same year that was actually very nearby. But there is a conclusion to this case, of which I only found out recently after starting this research. So in the original case here, it says here, at initial examination we did not find any source of secretion from the birds, which is a giveaway in the cases of bird flu, he said. R.G. Ewell, I'll call it Ewell, nodal officer, Animal Husbandry Department, joined Rayo and listed possible reasons behind the mysterious calamity. There could be some sort of contamination in the water. The increased salinity of the water could also be another reason, as it increases salt concentration in the blood, which can further lead to slow blood flow, and the internal organs like the brain may stop working. But this is the other website that I found, which is the same birds. Yeah, same date. It's like it's updated on the 22nd of November. But it says here, the Indian Veterinary Research Institute, IVRI, Bareilly, on Thursday confirmed avian botulism, a neuromuscular illness caused by a toxin which is produced by a bacterial strain, as the reason for mass mortality of birds, including migratory species in northern Asia and Sambhar Lake in Rajasthan. The laboratory tests conducted on the samples of carcasses collected from the lake confirmed the disease infecting the birds, the probability of which was earlier stated by veterinarians in the state. The illness, caused by a bacterium called Clostridium botulinum, affected the nervous system of birds, leading to flaccid paralysis in their legs and wings and necks touching the ground. Now, that's worrying, yeah, because it's caused by a toxin, the bacterial strain, not due to this hailstorm. Because originally they said that they buried the carcasses straight away, as they thought it was originally due to a hailstorm. So if they buried all the carcasses, that means that this toxin is seeping out, is it not? Into the ground, and there you go. Now, unfortunately, I can't see the report from this website here, but I'll show you where the website is. 1 second. So this is the website. Obviously, it's a bit in depth. I always try to find places where they actually have their official things, because you look in the news and it'll have like a snippet of something. Unfortunately, I've looked in here and I couldn't find anything that was for it, because it seems to be like an academic research institute where I'm assuming something like the autopsy or whatever it would be kind of hidden in the background. You know, you wouldn't be able to read it unless you were a member or paid or something. But here we are. This is what avian botulism actually is. Tells you what it is here. A serious neuromuscular illness of birds caused by a toxin produced by bacterium. Humans can become sick by eating improperly canned or stored foods. If they eat infected fish, birds, or maggots, well, they just bury them all. So, could a dog just come along and dig them up and start eating on them? I'm not saying that, but they are. There's a bit more to it there. So it looks like there was actually a conclusion to this research, not by me, but by digging around. I initially looked at the article in question. I determined if it was near the locations it stated, and then to see if the hail was the cause, of which I concluded it wasn't. Then looking to see if there was any recurrences in any nearby areas, but again there wasn't, well, as in close proximity. Luckily I found another site that explained the outcome. But you know what? I would like it so much if news outlets could update their pages. So they get the info, find out the cause and update the page and state what was added. But nope, they just state samples were sent off and as far as we hear, and that's for anything. It is not just animals, it could be anything. I know loads of trees were infected, and they say, oh yeah, tests were carried out. It's like, yeah, and? What tests? What happened? They hardly ever update the web pages. Obviously because they've got loads of stuff going on, but when there's something like that, it would be nice if they just put a little caveat at the bottom and said, oh, the update was this, or it was found to be that, or for more information click on this link. Anyway, I hope you liked this bit of research. I do find that animals get looked over, and I would like to look at this in more in depth over the years coming. Maybe collect as much as I can for each month of the previous year and create a short video, and then select certain ones. I obviously can't do them all, that I can delve into. Maybe spot trends, hopefully stop more mass deaths. So for example, the bird flu thing, I could look out for the entire year, and I've got plenty of places to search through to find the links and things, to get a rough idea. I mean, this is just not this isn't the full list. There's probably hundreds of websites out there that I haven't even looked at. It gives you a rough idea, and there are. I mean, sometimes I was looking at some things, and you see like I think one was like crabs washed up on shore, and there's like about 10,000 of them. Right? It's just bizarre because you don't hear this in the news, never. I mean, it's obviously in the news because it's on a web page, but it's not in the news that you would normally read because most people don't. Anyway, as always, comments are greatly welcome. This is a lengthy bit of research, as you probably gathered. My article is there if you want to click on all the links. It's quite useful, I would say, if you are interested in this kind of stuff or just curious, Obviously, this is all to do with India, but there are things happening nearer home. They might be doing loads of culling of birds over in France, for example, due to bird flu. But oh no, there's no bird flu anymore because that happened in China 10 years ago. Doesn't happen anymore. Or swine flu. That doesn't exist anymore, does it? Yeah, right, yeah. Okay, well, thank you for watching and goodbye.